Keep it cool in the shade there. Some ear flapping as well to keep them cool. Doing that cools them down about 10 to 15 degrees. Another view of the little springbok right by the tree there. Very tiny little animal. Check out the baobab trees here by the elephants. Way more beat up around their trunks. During the hot, dry seasons, elephants will dig their tusks into them and scratch them up to release some of the water that they hold. That's why they're a little more rough around the base. Oh, greater flamingo. These are the lightest color pink of all the flamingos. They start out gray, kind of fuzzy when they're hatched, but they eat a diet that consists mainly of tiny little brine shrimp, which are very high in beta-carotene, and that's what gives them their pink coloration. We had a tower of giraffes, troop of mandrills, bloat of hippos, colony of pelicans, herd of elephants. That would be called a flamboyance of flamingos. I don't know who was in charge of animal group names, but they did a good job keeping it creative.
They did do a good job with that.
Let's see what we may have around this curve. Big mud pit. Big bird. Look at that ostrich. Two of them. Those are female ostriches there with the gray feathers. A male ostrich would have black feathers. They do have feathers, they do have wings. They are birds. Luckily, they don't fly. That would be terrifying. But an ostrich does run about 40 miles an hour, so don't count it out of the race yet. And again, those are the female ostriches. They'll lay the largest bird egg, about 3 to 4 pounds each. Very sturdy eggs as well. An average-sized human could stand right on top of an ostrich egg and not even harm it. Little dark brown animals here. These are called bontebok. And they're pretty much completely gone in the wild, but you can still find them out on the reserves. I mean, pretty much the only place you'll be able to find them. There they are, little bontebok. They're actually related to the wildebeests. Now the mud pit's making me think of rhinos. They enjoy rolling around in the mud. It works like a natural insect repellent and a sunscreen. They do have fairly sensitive skin, just like we do. So that's my guess based on the mud pit. We'll keep an eye out for some rhinos here. I know we saw the black rhinos back in the forest, so possibly some white rhinos close to this area. And they used to be a huge, huge success story on the reserve. Unfortunately, poachers have been developing more sophisticated methods of poaching, as well as better financial means. So once again, they are into some trouble being poached for their horns. We can keep an eye out just in case. Ah, look at the sun on the helipad. There's some cheetahs. There's one walking off on the left. Looks like 3 of them up there. While we're on the subject, that'd be a coalition of cheetahs. You can see one walking to the left, a couple more in the sun up ahead. And they are the fastest land animals. They're going to reach speeds over 60 miles an hour, but they only hold their speed for several hundred yards. Not too long, but long enough. They're also the only large cats that do their hunting during the daytime. They rely on their eyesight when they hunt, not their sense of smell like other large cats do. I look right over the bushes here as I go by. You can see their heads sticking up as they lay down. Very cool. Now, speaking of other large cats, big rock formation here through the trees. It's called a kopie. Great place to see large cats basking in the sun, and it's a very good vantage point, nice and high up over the savanna. If we were looking for lions, this would be the place to do it. Oh, there he is. I see a mane. Look at that, straight ahead by the rocks. Huge, beautiful cat there. Enjoying a nice resting spot there on the kopie. And this is pretty much what you get with lions. They are inactive 18 to 20 hours out of the day. Keeping in mind they are nocturnal hunters. Awake, but still inactive. And he's actually not the hunter of the pride. It's the females you want to watch out for at the nighttime hunt. They are the huntresses of the pride. We'll come around the kopie, see if there's anything else to see. There are some rhinos off in the distance too. We can come around and check them out shortly. And they are white rhinos. And since we're doing it, that's a crash of rhinos.
Oh, it don't matter.
Also some scimitar horned oryx there on the right. Back in the 1980s, they were pretty much declared extinct. But due to breeding efforts and reserves like ours, they were bred back into population and released back out into the wild. So very cool view of some animals that almost didn't exist anymore. There's a lioness up there enjoying a sunny nap on the kopie. Feel free to call any lion Simba. That is Swahili for lion. So there are Simbas on the kopie. Huge, huge, beautiful cats. Very cool view. Keep it nice and warm up on the rocks. Oh, speaking of huge, big burrows. Largest burrowing animal in Africa, the warthog. Check that out. They'll dig the burrows out. Sometimes they'll steal them from other animals and then make them larger. Then they back into them, exposing 2 sets of razor-sharp tusks. Pretty smart considering Pumbaa is actually Swahili for foolish. So very cool. The white rhinos abed and some ostrich eggs down on the ground. Again, largest bird egg there. Little cluster of them. I think I saw another ostrich. Yep, there's the male ostrich up there with black feathers. And we'll check out the huge white rhinos here. They'll be 4,000 to 5,000 pounds, much larger than the black rhinos, 3,000. And as you can see, they're not exactly white. They get their name from the Afrikaans word "vite," and that means wide, describing their broad, square-shaped mouths. Very different shape from the black rhino's mouth, which is more triangular. So very cool view of the crash of white rhinos. We'll go check out the male ostrich here, the largest flightless bird. You can see those powerful legs that get him running so fast. So we'll get a little quick look at him as we make our way into Magadi Glen, which is the last section of the reserve we'll pass here. It's a nice resting spot for many animals during migration. There's a decent-sized watering hole in there that brings them through to get some water while they're making their journeys through the reserve to other parts. So we always like to come in here. We never know what we could find in the reserve, if anything, due to different animals' migratory patterns. But we'll check it out. Always kind of a gamble coming through. Hopefully we'll find something in here. You'll see very brown area, lots of hoof prints of migrations over the years tearing up the grass. But most animals, again, not coming here for food. They want to come here for the water, especially during the rainy seasons. Water tends to gather here naturally, so it makes its own little lakes and ponds. We'll see. Looks like we could be between migrations here. Nope. Look at this. These are called addax, A-D-D-A-X. The cool looking horns gave them right away. Now, their horns are going to be 3 to 4 feet long. And there's only about 300 or so of these animals left in the wild, so similar to the little Bontebok, you're really only going to find them out on the reserves. I would not have guessed to find them here in the glen, though. You can see the watering hole, and you can see they're not even going to use it. They're just sitting out here in the sun. They're also known as desert antelopes. They go pretty much their entire life without ever drinking water. They're able to survive on the hydration they get from the vegetation that they eat, water that's in all the leaves and the grasses. So pretty cool animals there. Addax, desert antelopes, as we head out of Magadi Glen off the reserve and back to the warden's post where I'll drop you off. Now from there, it's just going to be a short little walk over to the Harambe village. If you're interested in learning more about the conservation efforts that are being made, check out Conservation Station, and that's over at Rafiki's Planet Watch. Over there, you can also visit the affection section, get up close and personal with some animals. If you're looking for creepy crawlies like snakes, spiders, or scorpions, that's where you can find them. Don't worry though, they're behind the glass. And of course, Rafiki's Planet Watch, good place to meet Rafiki himself. Now, if you're looking to go over to the Planet Watch, there's only one way to get there, and that's by taking the Wildlife Express train, which is located at the Harambe station back in the village. It'll be about a 5 to 7 minute train ride each way. If you're looking for more animal viewing here in Africa, check out the Pangani Exploration Trail. It's a 15 to 20 minute self-guided walking tour up the hill and to the right from where I drop you off. You can see underwater viewing of the hippo pool, lowland gorillas in the gorilla sanctuary, meerkats, a bird forest, more okapis, learn about the relationship between them and the giraffe, African bullfrogs, which are huge, hissing cockroaches, and I believe there's even a colony of naked mole rats. Kind of weird, but kind of cool. So feel free to check that out. Again, that's going to be up the hill and to the right from where I drop you off. Just waiting for a little clearance up ahead. Now, there's a parade here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. It is at 3:45, Mickey's Jam and Jungle Parade. It's going to start at Pete Safari and make its way all the way around the Tree of Life. We'll let that truck behind us move on in so we can clear out. So if you do want to see that, 3:45, Mickey's Jam and Jungle Parade. Cool little parade there. If you have your park map, it's going to follow the red dotted line around the Tree of Life there. And if you're interested in the stage shows that we have, Dinoland is home to Finding Nemo the Musical. That's a 40-minute show. You can hang out in the Big Blue World with Dory, Marlin, Nemo, Bruce, Crush, and Squirt. Also the #1 stage show on all of Walt Disney World property, Festival of the Lion King. That is over at Camp Mini Mickey. 30-minute show there. Shows every hour on the half hour. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It is a must-see show. And we do always welcome you to come back and visit us here at Kilimanjaro Safaris. No two safaris are ever going to be the same. The animals make sure of that. That being said, we do not say goodbye here. We're going to use the Swahili word kwaherini, which means go well. So kwaherini, everyone, thank you for choosing Kilimanjaro Safaris. I hope you enjoyed yourselves and have a wild time out there. Ciao, wardens!